Hey, dog owners. Today, we're diving into something that I think every dog owner needs to know about: how to keep your dog healthy with proper nutrition. We're going to break down different dog diets, what's really good about them, and most importantly, how you can start making little changes that will help your dog live a longer, healthier life. Hi, I'm Kristen Mitchell, founder of Dogology, and I am obsessed with keeping dogs healthy and living longer with natural food and natural care. Now, I know some of you might not be ready to overhaul your dog's entire diet just yet, but that's okay. I've got those of you who do want to overhaul your diet covered, but I also have a bunch of simple tips and smaller changes that you can start using today that will make a huge difference in your dog's health. All right, let's jump in. So, when it comes to dog nutrition, there's a lot of information out there, but the basics are pretty straightforward. So, just like us, dogs need protein, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals. But unlike us, they also need a few other things to really be getting everything their bodies need. And everything they need, they get from their food. That's it. So everything changed for me when I realized the food you give them is their only source of building blocks to stay healthy, keep their organs running, keep their brain sharp, and build all of their healthy cells. I know it sounds totally obvious, but this was something I realized about my own nutrition first and then my dog's. And it's true that the only building blocks our bodies have for everything they have to do and create is what we eat and drink. So when you think about it that way, it really makes sense to pay attention to what's going into their bowl. So to be honest, when I first started thinking about this stuff, I really had no idea what I was doing in terms of dog nutrition. I used to feel like I wasn't doing enough for my dogs, like there had to be more I can do to make them healthier. So then my dog Sadie started to get a little older, and I decided to get really serious about dog nutrition. I did a certification in dog nutrition, and let me tell you, there is a lot to learn. There was a lot to it. But now I am super passionate about making it easy for other people to understand so you can help your dog live their best life without having to wade through a ton of complicated stuff. So, what are the different diets out there for your dog? Well, at the core, we want to feed them something that's as close as possible to what they would naturally eat in the wild. And that is whole animals. And while that is a little gross, it's actually what their bodies are designed for. They're built to eat the whole animal: the meat, the organs, the bones, the skin, everything. So, obviously, most of us aren't going to feed our dogs whole animals. So, we need to figure out how to get all of the nutrients into their diet in a way that makes sense for us and for our dogs. So, here's the thing: dogs don't need a ton of carbs like we do, but they do need healthy fats and all those vitamins and minerals. So, let's talk about the options. First up, we have raw diets. Raw food is the closest to what your dog would eat in the wild. It's great for digestion. And I've heard from so many people whose dogs have issues with allergies or upset stomach that raw food really cleared all that up. But I'm not going to lie, raw feeding can be a bit of work. You've got to make sure you're giving foods in the right balance. So you have to balance out your meat, your organs, your bones, your fats, all the things. And safety is important as well because raw meat can contaminate your kitchen. So it's something you need to just be really careful with. It can be a challenge, but if you are up for it, it is totally worth it for the benefits your dog will get. If you want to try raw, but you're overwhelmed with putting it all together, I actually found this company called Viva Raw, and they make it really, really easy. The owners are really cool. They're really careful and thoughtful about what they put in the food, and they balance it so that the organs, the proteins, the bone, the fat, all the levels are exactly like eating a wild animal. And they also source their meat from ethical sources where the animals are treated really well, which is really important to me. So I love that company, and I use that company for my dog, Tessa. She absolutely loves it. So it's a delivery service. They just send it to your house. If you want to try it, I actually have a link that'll give you 20% off. So it's down in the description. Okay, so if raw doesn't sound like the right fit for you, and if you've got a dog with a sensitive stomach, like my older dog Sadie, then maybe a lightly cooked diet might be a great option. So, cooking the food makes it a little easier for your dog to digest, which is especially helpful if they have stomach issues or allergies. So you'll put meat, organs, veggies together, and a few other things to give them complete nutrition and cook it really lightly. So if you cook it too long, the food will lose its nutrients. So go easy with the heat. But cooking for your dog can actually be really fun, but it does take time. My family used to make fun of me because I would have like every burner on the stove. Everything would be cooking, all these meats. It smelled so good. And they would say, "Oh, what's for dinner?" I'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually cooking for the dogs." But if you batch cook, which is what I used to do, it is totally doable. And I actually have some really great recipes for you guys. I wrote a blog post a while back that has my recipes in it. So I will also link that down in the description and you can grab those recipes. So if you want a shortcut, if you're like, wow, that sounds like a lot of cooking, then there are companies that deliver cooked food diets as well. There are several that have amazing ingredients. One of them that I like is called Farmer's Dog. So that's one to look at, but there are other ones that are fantastic as well. And it's definitely more convenient if you're short on time. So for those of you who need something super easy and convenient, there's also air dried food. This is kind of a new thing that's been coming out in the last couple of years. It's basically raw food that's been air dried. So it's really easy to store. It's like kibble. It's great if you travel a lot or you just want an easy version with really good nutrition. One brand I really love is called Sundays. It's a bit pricey, to be perfectly honest, but I also can get you guys 20% off. I put the link in the description. Just click it and check it out. It's really convenient and it's a really, really well-made food. Okay, let's talk about what to avoid when you're choosing food for your dog. So if you're buying food from the store, it's important to become a detective. You have to look at the ingredient list. You want to stay away from things like artificial preservatives, BHA, BHT, mystery meats, and fillers like corn, wheat, soy. These are all really junk ingredients that will not help your dog's health at all. Instead, you want to aim for whole foods. You want to be able to recognize all the ingredients on the list. The simpler, the better. Now, if you're not ready to make a big switch to raw or cooked food, don't worry. You can go and choose a food that has healthy ingredients from the store and then add superfoods to whatever you're feeding your dog, and that will increase the nutrition in their bowl. So you can add things like chicken, turkey, beef. That makes great toppings for your food. Just make sure you rinse all the salt off. I give my dogs my leftovers a lot of times, but I always make sure to rinse them so that they're not salty. Other awesome superfoods for dogs include canned pumpkin, which is great for digestion, blueberries, which is really good for their brain, bone broth, which is amazing for gut health and their joints. You can also add chia or flax seeds for some healthy omega-3 fats. I'm sure you've heard omega-3 fats are so important for us and our dogs. And if you take these foods and you put them on top of the food you're already feeding them, and these small little additions can really boost your dog's nutrition. So there you have it. Whether you want to make a big change or just add a few things to your dog's bowl and improve their nutrition, these tips will help make your pup healthier, make them happier. Remember, it's all about consistent small changes that add up over time. If you're looking for more resources or links, check out the description below. I'm going to add all those links down there for you guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you learned something new to help your dog live longer and healthier. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips. I'll see you next time.